Hi everyone, this is Nonsensical Ramblings here, and I'm back with another YouTube video. So, in my previous video, I talked about how I want to do a little advice piece on how to cope when you don't have like a squad or like a big group of friends. And this is actually inspired by one of Trisha Paytas's old videos that she made about 4 years ago titled What to Do When You Don't Have Friends. I think I'll put it in the description below. And it's a video that actually really has helped me, and I watch it when I feel sad or when I feel lonely. And I thought I might just do like an updated video about that. And I hope to reach out to people out there who are going through like a lonely period in their lives, or they don't really know who their friends are, or they don't have a lot of friends. Just, yeah, because I think there's more people like that than you realize. And I think with social media, it's really easy to assume that everyone's having a good time because they're constantly posting squad goals pics, or pics where they're out and about with a big group of people, but might not necessarily be like that. So I thought I might just do like a little video giving some advice on how to cope and what to do when you feel like you don't have a lot of friends. So, firstly, I thought I might just discuss my personal experience with friendships and loneliness and that sort of thing. My personality is that I kind of do like to be alone, like I do like to be by myself, or if I'm with friends, I prefer if it's like a small group of people, so maybe like one or two other people, or if it is a group, like people who I can relate to and have meaningful conversations with, or like have a laugh with, and I feel comfortable around. Basically my thing. And I used to get really upset when I realized that I didn't really have a big group of friends, or I didn't have that personality type where I could attract a big group of people. And I think during that period of my life, it was when I was kind of going out with guys who were very extroverted, and they came from big groups of friends, or they were always surrounded by people, or they were always popular. So I sort of felt the pressure to be like that. And you can't really change who you are. Like, I mean, you can improve yourself, and I really did try to be a bit more outgoing, but I realized it wasn't for me, and I was sort of forcing it, and I wasn't being myself, and I was really unhappy. So now I feel like I'm at like a place in my life where I would say that I have like four good friends, like four friends who I speak to regularly and I feel 100% comfortable around, and I feel who get me and I get them. And I feel in that sense, friendship wise, I'm in a better place than I was like a few years ago when I was trying to be really outgoing and I was hanging out with like groups of people who I didn't really quite mesh with, but I was doing it so it appeared like I had like a group of friends and I was popular and that sort of thing. But it doesn't really faze me anymore, and I'm really happy with the people I do have in my life. And I think if you are like me in the sense that you are a bit more quiet and you would prefer to just go to someone's house and just watch a movie and just talk and have coffee, if you're of that personality type, then I think you should embrace it and you should just do what makes you happy. And if that is being a bit on, like, if that is being on the low key side, then that's fine. And I don't think you should feel upset when you see pictures on social media, because it might not be what it seems. Like, you never know what's going behind the scenes of these squads. Like, there might be like a lot of drama, there might be a lot of problems, there might just be, showing off on social media to look good. And like, you never really know. And I think you should just embrace who you are, and yeah, and not really worry about it too much. I know it's easier said than done, but um honestly, I think it's just way better to just have like a couple of friends who are really genuine and whom you can be yourself around and who get you, than like a big group of. I just prefer to have like meaningful friendships, and that's not to say that like big squads are superficial. I'm not saying that at all. One of the guys that I was going out with, he actually so he has like a big group of friends, and they're people whom he has known for years, like from school or like even younger when they were little, and they're like ride or die, and they're always there for each other and they die for each other, and it's really sweet and it's really nice. And sometimes I wonder like what it would be like to have like all these people in your life, but some people are just made for that, and some people just come from certain circumstances and backgrounds where they are surrounded by people, you know, they are surrounded by really good people all the time. And so, he's really lucky in that way. But he has told me, like, even though he has this big group of friends, that he does like his alone time and he likes being by himself. And like, people might not be what they seem, really, and you just have to sort of focus on yourself, focus on what you want. And if you are someone of a personality type who is quite outgoing and you want more friends in your life, there's so many ways you can do that, whether that is um, joining community groups. Like my ex-boyfriend, like he's really extrovert, and he really, like, he's someone who's always looking for new friends or new people. So he joined his local like a musical society or a theater group, and he got a lot of friends from there. And you just sort of have to put yourself out there, and if you do have that personality where you are naturally outgoing and you do click with people, then that shouldn't be too hard. Just if you are in university or school, you just, there's so many ways you can make friends. Like I know in uni, I've met some of my, like, one of my best friends. I actually met her through we did like a group assignment together, and we just clicked straight away. And that was like 3 years ago, and we're like still really good friends. So there's different ways of meeting people, whether it's joining clubs, making friends with people you're doing assignments with, even online. Like I'm honestly a big believer that you can make friends anywhere, like even if it's through like unconventional means like Tinder, or I don't know, I think there's like a app out there called like Bumble, whatever. Like, there's different ways of meeting people. There are good people in this world, and you don't need to feel you you just have to kind of, you do sort of have to put yourself out there, and you attract people into your life who are meant to be there. And I think, and when you're by yourself, like just make the best out of it. Like for example, like lately I've been by myself quite a lot, and I really appreciate my alone time, because this is a time where I'm kind of figuring out what I want to do with my life and pick up hobbies. Like I picked up this YouTube thing, and even though it's not going to go anywhere, it makes me really happy. You can read, like journaling. That's something that I personally enjoy. I might do a video later. Just do things that are productive and creative. And there's just so many ways to be happy that don't necessarily involve being with people or going out all the time. And it just really basically depends on your personality type. So if you're a bit more quiet, just find people who do have that, the same disposition as you. Find things to do when you're alone that are productive and healthy and creative. If you are kind of outgoing, do put yourself out there. There's so many ways you can meet people. Don't get too upset with what you see on social media, because you never know what's going behind the scenes. Things might not be as perfect and, as like kumbaya as they appear to be. And yeah, like it's not, honestly, coming from someone who's I'm 22 years old, so it's not like I have a whole lot of life experience. Like there's so many things out there in this world that are more important than having like a big group of friends or being popular. And I think everyone, even extroverted people who are in a big squad, they go through certain periods in their life where they feel lonely or lost, or they want to be by themselves, and it's fine. You just have to find what works for you, really. And me, as I said before, I like hanging out in small groups or with one or two people who kind of get me and with the same sort of personality. I do like going out for a drink every once in a while with like a big group of high school friends that I see occasionally. But other than that, I like being by myself. I like reading. I like being on YouTube and journaling. I'm trying to get back into art. There's so many things you can do when you're by yourself. And I think it's through those sort of hobbies that you can meet other people as well. And join a book club. Just like find, like, there's so many ways that you can meet people. Like go on Facebook, find like groups. So if you're in a university, find like a club that is sort of that pertains to your interests, whether that's reading or like a sport or anything. Like there are ways to meet people. But other than that, like don't get too fast. Just embrace who you are, and people will embrace that, if that makes sense. So those are just some of my suggestions, and I hope that was helpful. I hope it wasn't too rambly. And again, I'll put down Trisha's video in the description below, because that's actually a lot more articulate than what I've just said. But it's sort of the same thing. I don't know what my next video will be about. I'll have to think about it. It might be like a movie review or something about journaling. I don't know. But I hope you guys are having a good day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.